First question is, can they see us both?
I don't know, Zach. I have no idea. I have no idea. We are new to this whole YouTube live thing.
What are you talking about? I should know this stuff, right?
What? What about what? No, I think you're telling porkies.
Right. So
Have the conversation going. How does this work?
I know we shouldn't be doing. We should have done that on the preview. Anyway, evening Tom and Zach. So that suggests people can see us.
It would suggest, yeah. Now it's very fancy because I'm via mobile here,
Yeah.
so I have a screen, and
Oh, you're just getting fancy now. Who do you think you are?
right, and the screen has all of the talky stuff, the chat.
Oh, okay. Nice. I've got the chat. I've got the chat here. So I've got look. Good evening, everyone. I've got George Ingram was the person who said good evening, Tom and Zach. So there we go. It seems as though people can see us, which is good.
This-
So YouTube, we tried YouTube.
We have tried YouTube. We thought we'd give it a crack. Now the trouble is, mate, because usually live streams are done on Instagram.
Yes.
The Tingstagram lives.
Yes. Well,
it kind of works quite well.
Yeah.
Don't work quite so well on YouTube, does it?
Well, we haven't got a name yet, but give us time. Also, I think, I want to ask the people joining the live, do I sound like I've not got a speech impediment? Or
I think you sound magnificent, by the way.
I think it's working.
What is the picture behind you, please?
Sorry?
What is the picture behind you? Is this a new addition to your decor?
No, it's not. I think it's a date, but I'm really ashamed to say I never changed the date. So
Oh,
you can see the last time. So I think it's like the 23rd of. That's me. I'm one of those. And also got a fake lemon tree.
They don't look very well.
They're fake lemon. How can fake lemons not look well?
They don't look well. They look more gold than yellow.
Maybe they've been there for a while. Maybe they need a bit of a revamp. If anyone's on here who wants to come and put a nice sort of revamp of my kitchen, then go for it. What did you get up to? What have you been up to recently? You been up to much?
Well, since I've sort of turned into a. Well, I've just been eating and drinking mainly.
What, the last 3 days?
You know, I lost loads of weight between 20. I've put it all on in like 3.
There was a TikTok that we did where we weighed you. Is that what we're going to have to do?
Yeah, that's good. So time.
Days? Here. People can't hear us.
Oh no.
sound like live. And we try again. Do
That's is it any better? Can you hear it now? If you can hear me, this is not. I mean, many people would actually be quite pleased not to be able to hear me. Let's can is it better? Is it worse? No. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear. Starting still awful. Oh no. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I wonder if is it better if I read? Right. I've taken my phone off. Right. Try turning it off again. I haven't considered doing that. No. I don't know if I trust you. Not all trying to. I don't know if you're trying to screw me over here.
No.
I think it's working.
I have people.
We might
Might
have to. We might have to go to Instagram.
Okay. 280 people have joined us.
Right. Okay. I've come up with a solution.
Go on.
What we're going to do is we're going to go over onto Instagram.
How do we tell people we're going onto Instagram? Shall I just hold up a sign?
Right.
Write something down.
Heading across to Instagram as. Oh, hold on.
It's not better.
It's fixed. Better.
The sound is back.
It's working.
Are you sure? I was just about to write down a sign saying Instagram.
I was literally typing in. We're heading across to Instagram.
Don't move. Do not move.
Fixed.
By the way, my favourite joke, slightly delayed, but it's fine. Slightly better. Positive. Oh, God, it's working. Okay, let's just go with it. It seems to be working. Derwin has said it's okay.
I think we're back in the game. Do we know what the fix was?
Yeah. I think we've got some technical people on it, and they've fixed it.
Derwin's fixed it. It's good because I did actually get a message from Derwin to say I'm looking into it now. And then
How's he looking? What's he looking into?
No.
He's not here, and I'm pretty sure he's not there. What's he looking into?
Hey, Ben Davies has just said that's 10 minutes of my life I'm not getting back. That's very rude.
Also, Ben Davies, thank you very much for the comment, and thank you for sticking with us for 10 minutes. So there we go. So, did you get up to anything at the weekend?
I had a bit of a chill one, to be honest with you, mate. Yeah, I had a bit.
Yeah.
What did I do? Drove around and went for a little drive actually.
Oh, did you? Yeah, yeah. Around Kent, by any
When
chance?
Well, the weather looked fantastic, so I thought we'd go for a drive, just go a little drive around. And then all of a sudden, it started raining. And the day was,
Right. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that joke.
and honestly, until the rain came down, I was having a lovely time. And yeah, there we go. The rain ruined it for us.
Okay. Let's talk about your lovely drive around Kent. Um, from the neutral perspective, there's a lot of talk online it being an absolute humdinger of a weekend. The BTCC, never been so exciting, all that sort of stuff. My question to you is, I was with you for quite a lot of the day. You were genuinely feeling a lot of that excitement, right? You really were.
I was so pumped. I've not felt like that for a long time in terms of coming. Like after after race one going into race two, I was like proper pumped.
Yeah.
We're getting something back out of this. We're gonna get a result.
Yeah.
I was proper up for it, and then obviously to actually then get a result out of it out of the day when
Yeah.
it's after the race one thing that went on when we ended up getting wiped out on the first lap.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be. I thought we were going to be up against it.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was me letting my dog in, by the way. That we thought that was it. We all panicked. But to be honest, you pulled off one of those drives that you've been doing all year, a fight back from ninth to third.
Yep.
Obviously, you came up against the brick wall.
Yeah.
That was Colin Turkington. Sorry. Colin Turkington with more hybrid, etc. Tell us a little bit about that because you came back from ninth all the way up to third, had to keep your composure. Then you hit a BMW wall.
Yeah, it was so that whole race one was mental because we had a bit of an issue on the start. So we have what they call a line lock system, which is like a handbrake, just done on a like an electronic button on a button. So you can you get to the start and you push the button and it just won't allow the car to move at all. For some reason, on the start of race one, that wasn't working properly. Hence why we had a rubbish start in race one.
Right.
So the start was awful, and then we had to we were kind of in the bit of a mix when you're all of a sudden you're on the defensive on the first lap, which is never good. You always want to be on the attack, not on the defense. So we went up to Druids for the first lap, but all of a sudden Josh had his moment of whatever it was, whether it was a puncture, whether it was a prop valve issue, whether it was a brake bias issue, whatever it was, that all of a sudden fired him into Ash, that then fired Ash across me. At that point, we're like, this is like really not good. This is worse. This is literally worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, the waves parted for Jake. Like, you couldn't have got more. You couldn't have got it any more perfect for Jake if he wanted to race. The two nearest championship contenders get wiped out. The other gets wiped out, and it's his teammate in front of him. You're like, dude, you've literally got everything you needed to out of this first race. So
yeah, he won the lottery. Yeah.
Absolutely right. So from that perspective, it's frustrating to sort of look into the distance as we were down in ninth or 10th at the time, and Jake and Colin down the road going, it's fairly obvious to see what's going to go on next. But your head then straight away clicks into, no, it's okay. Let's just try and get something out of this, and let's try and recover something from it. Because you could very, very easily have just gone, that's it, all over, championship done.
Yeah.
Or you can go, nah, let's try and get something out of this. So I went on the let's try and get something out of this. So yeah, we managed to get through from 9th or 10th, wherever we dropped down to up to 3rd, and then obviously got up to the back of Colin, and Colin was Colin was not let me past. He would have said, okay. He was, it was not in his interest to let me pass by any means. And in fairness, that was his role.
Yeah.
Which I can't imagine from Colin's side of it was probably all that good for him. But he did a fairly good job in that sense.
He did a great job, which was very frustrating. But I mean, yeah, after that, I guess we came out, and you always give me the same demeanour. You were just like, you sort of give me that look as if to say, what, we're still in it, I think. And I went, yeah, you are. Yeah, I know you don't really sort of look at the points too much, but you're like, right, okay, well, let's just give it a go. And then, if you don't mind me saying, you told me quite confidently, or I'm not sure if it is confidently, you told me, don't worry, I'll be in the lead by lap 2.
We're having this. You've got to. Your head has to be in that mindset of what are we, like what's next? What's the next hurdle that we've got to overcome? And the way that we looked at it was, right, we just need max points out of this next race.
Yeah.
Fastest lap, lead every lap, and win. End of. So that was the goal. That was the plan. And the frustrating thing, and I've actually just watched the first edit of 7 back.
Yeah.
Of Spencer saying exactly what he seems to say every weekend of, we could have won that.
Yeah, every time.
Which seems to be a fairly common thing that Spencer said, we could have won that one, could have won all 3 this weekend.
I might clip Spencer up saying that all the different weekends.
Yeah, the amount of times he said it, honestly. But he was right. We could very easily have had a shot at doing that, because the pace that we had was incredible. So the goal of going into race 2 was exactly that of win it. That's what we need. So straight away your head gets rid of all the things. So we looked at what the issue was from the start of race 1, fixed that.
Yeah.
That sorted, knew that was all fine. So then it took that worry out of your head. We'll get a good start. We can then attack on we can attack on lap 1 or lap 2, but whatever works for us. And that was the plan. That was the plan. So I managed to get Colin on the first lap, and then Jake at the end of the next one. So it was it worked about perfectly for us.
Now there's no swearing on the live. Obviously, we're a family show and we're before Watershed. However, I said, which I've often said to you, I was like, the moves that you pulled off there on lap 1. We were talking in the garage. Marv, bless him, he was like, we've got to go here. We've got to go here. Paddock Hill. He's going to go Paddock Hill. And you pulled off a move. And I think your words were after when it was either that or bust.
Yeah.
So you went, it's championship time now. I've got to win. I've got to get them early, and I've got to go.
Exactly that. And if I'd have waited and let the race play out, it would have been the same result as it was in race 1. All of a sudden, 10 points back, and then all of a sudden you've got to try and overturn 10 points in one race. You ain't going to do that.
Yeah.
So we just had to take a big risk. Now, in fairness, I knew that Colin wasn't going to be an idiot. He was going to put up a fight, obviously.
Yeah, and he did.
It's not in his interest to... Because had he have absolutely fired me into the trees out the back, the championship would have been done.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been a good way for the championship to end. And Colin felt good about that situation. So I was kind of very trusting of him. And look, we've raced against Colin for years. He's utterly superb. And the lovely thing is when you're racing with people like that is I know he's never going to give me a single centimetre. Same time, he's not going to put me a single centimetre any further than is necessary.
Yeah. So once you got your, because you've gone round and you got your nose in front, it was round the outside. It was like one of those moves like, okay, I'm putting my life in your hands here. You can do what you will. Keep your nose in, or it's a good pass.
It was exactly that. That whole move was in Colin's hands. Like, he could very easily have gone, boof, there you are, see you later, ciao. And he didn't. And I put 99% of trust in Colin then. Like, I'm reliant on you not to be had ever. And he was good as gold. There was the slightest bit of contact, but nothing at all. Considering we would go through that corner at like 100 and, gosh, I don't even want to know, 120 odd mile an hour. It was from my side, it was perfect what I needed to do, but it was played from Colin that he squeezed me enough. It was never too much. So you get to know people who you race against.
Yeah.
Would I have pulled that move on other people? Probably not.
Right.
But I can trust Colin that he's not going to do anything. He's
So the next one, literally a little bit further around the lap, into the very start of lap 2. Marv was shouting it. Marv doesn't actually. So anyone that knows Marvin Humphreys doesn't get too emotional. Like, he's quite calm, but obviously he was pretty pumped himself, and he was like, "It's got to go here. This is the one that's got to go." He was almost using football terminology or cricket terminology he likes to use. So I was like, "Okay, I'm not so sure this is set up here." But I think you said after, when, okay, that was a very, very big move that I felt I just had to take. Spencer, who I film constantly, I think everyone in the garage just leapt like, "You've got that move done." Spencer was like shaking. I'll wait for you to see the video. You might have even seen it. Shaking his head, almost gave a little bit of a no, kind of, "This isn't happening." But you pulled it off, managed to get it done. I mean, that was quite a way back. That was quite a move, right?
Yeah, that was as much of a risk as it was with. But the other problem you've got when you're pulling a move like that is it can so easily go wrong for both of you, and I could very easily have taken both of us out.
Right.
Or to move it, I probably only had 5-10 centimeters between hitting the back of Jake as you're going into there, and again you're 130 odd mile an hour, 30 on the brakes, down a couple of gears and in, and you're still doing probably 90 mile an hour, maybe more, through the apex of paddock, and you're having to judge it, and you're having to trust again that Jake's not going to move, because you fired him into the undergrowth completely by accident of just trying to make a move.
Yeah.
And again, that would have looked bad because Jake wouldn't have finished and potentially would have won. Well, would have gone into the last race 20 odd points in the lead and win the championship. I've only won it because I fired Jake off. Like, there's so many permutations that go on with that final race weekend of the year that is just stressful across the whole thing. Like, you up in someone else's crash that you don't need to be, or you could be trying to race somebody else that you don't need to. That whole thing is a horrible weekend. It's a horrible
thing.
But it's also the worst thing. There's so much risk involved in that whole day that feels totally. Everyone is alone. Can it just be Jake and me, and then we can find that?
Yeah.
How racing works.
Yeah, no, that's not. And I think, so I think the BTCC, I haven't got the exact stats, but the commentary, my mum and my brother were tuned into it, as you know, they're constantly tuned into it, were telling me the commentators were literally going over the archives to see how close a touring car championship has got going into the last race. And this was it. This was the one point, this was the closest
I can't remember it like that, and it was just madness. The whole build up to the weekend was mad.
Yeah,
the entirety of the whole weekend was bonkers. It was like nothing else you've ever been part of. It was that classic thing of like a proper battle. And the thing about that is that, like, when you watched, we stayed up at the Laura and I stayed at the hotel at the Mercure.
yeah.
Now, we had fish and chips on Thursday night, which was lovely. Local news on, and the local news didn't cover it, and I was like, "What? Why is this not like? It's one of the biggest things that's going on." Like, it was like the local BBC news.
Yeah.
This is on the Thursday, or whatever it was. Like, this is the thing that's going on, and they're covering football and they're covering all the other bits.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, biggest thing that you've got the biggest championship around that are tied on points and they're not covering it. That it's just absolutely bonkers, yeah, mad.
So we've got to then talk about just checking the connection. Can people hear us? Just give us a thumbs up if you can. Someone just said connection was going a little bit. Just wanted to check before we continue. Oh, there's no more comments coming in, which is a concern. Or there's a couple more likes.
There we go. We're all right. People are getting, we're getting thumbs
there we
up.
go. We're good. We're getting thumbs up. Right. Okay. So let's talk about going into that last race. Now, I want to talk about usually your demeanour, because I've been used to sort of seeing you super consistent throughout. I tell you what, my dog is going absolutely bananas. God, get out. Let my dog out. My dog is destroying this life. Huh?
In and out.
He's in and out like anything. He's obviously getting annoyed with the sound of my voice. Maybe your voice. I don't know. So your demeanour, we've become a little bit of an expert on how you are. But you're super consistent. I always try and eke a little bit of anger out of you for the 24/7, or I try and get you to throw stuff around the truck or throw something at Tom Chilton's head or something, but it never works, right? So the only this time, though, if you don't mind me saying, I spoke to you afterwards, if you remember, and I said I noticed there was super excitement, and if we went to the Q&A, everything, and then after the Q&A, it was strictly business. And I noticed it looking at there was a concern. There was a concern just about all of a sudden our summer's day from the Saturday or the Friday or whenever we were there had gone, and all of a sudden this rain. We were trying to second guess it, and we just couldn't get it.
No, you really couldn't, and that was the stressful thing. Is I kind of said all along that it was going to be criminal if the whole championship was decided by. It was going to be decided by one race anyway.
Yeah, of course.
But it felt like it was going to be criminal if it was decided in a roundabout sort of way, the kind of way it was, by a sudden change, a big shift of the weather, or a tyre call, or a bit of luck at the right time. Incidents kind of happened, but that was what I was stressed about, was the fact that you didn't know what it was going to do, and you're looking at the radar, and every minute it's saying something totally different. Like totally different. Not like, oh, it's going to be a little bit more rain. No. This is going from no more rain now to, oh no, there's a load more rain coming in 30 minutes. To then again, another minute goes past, going, no, it might be a little bit. And you're completely at the mercy of the elements. Like you've got no situation. You can kind of make your setup tweaks, and you can kind of do your bits and pieces that you'd normally do, but you don't know if it's dry, you don't know if it's going to be wet, you don't know if it's going to be greasy, you don't know if you're going to be back on slicks, you don't know if you're going to be on full wet. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You're just it's luck, when it comes to that point. You're like, I don't know what it's going to do. So you end up having to do something and committing to something on the basis of going, so that's the right thing. And it comes down to that, and that was the frustrating thing. Is I think naturally, had the weather have stayed with us, I think would have been okay. As it didn't, and that's the situation. That's just how it works. That was the bit that was stressful, is the unknown of that. So many variables that can go with that.
So we've got your garage. Absolutely, I think the roof would have come off if it was maybe a Western garage. I'd be worried. So when obviously we're a little bit like Silverstone when it was that kind of weather there, we're at the blocks almost. Absolutely fine. You fly past Jay, everything's fine past Cavendish, and we're in it, and then obviously we're on the radio updating the team, and a lot of the garage who are in the know are looking at it. we breaking up again?
What is going on here? This is our.
Breaking up.
Well, I think the good news is that your YouTube live again.
No, I don't think we're going to. I don't think so.
It's back again.
I don't know. It might last time, did it? Or do we stick with? I don't know. It's really anything. We just live. C3 PO. This would happen on the street. It's a funny comments that come in as a result of it.
I think I don't think this is touch it. I have to yeah. I think next time we're going to Instagram again, haven't we?
Instagram revealing it's.
I got the same message I typed is that fix the job earlier.
I'm gonna write Instagram.
YouTube, if you don't fix this, we're going to Instagram. Right. Right. Now, what we need to know now I've threatened it.
To Instagram?
What we need to know is okay, right. Let's all head across to Instagram.
It's a genius getting some views on YouTube and then Instagram.
Right. Let's go.
I'll see you there.
Right. See you over Instagram. Right. Over to Instagram.